Center here in Ground Zero for me, America's finest city, San Diego, California. I just can't tell you how happy I am to be back in San Diego to be here this evening. We've been having a lot of fun ever since I picked up my very first bass at Christ the King Catholic Church down here in Southeast San Diego. I never looked back, and you know, from the evolution of going through Crawford Horseman and Crawford High School, and then DX, shout out, and then UCSD, and actually tonight I have to be on best behavior because my professor Cecil Lytle is here from UCSD, so. It's been about at least I don't want to give away too much of my age, but 3 or 4 decades since I've lived here, and I've been blessed with some very, very cool trips around the world, some great moments in my musical career, personal. Last 48 hours I was over there with Toto. We had a good time over there. And then about a month ago I was in Japan for my 66th visit with Eric Clapton there. And they gave us a plaque. We've done over 200 shows in Japan. It's been going there since you know, since the late 1800s actually. I was just thinking about some of the many highlights that I've had. I had a chance to play on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for 2 million people at the inauguration of President Barack Obama, which was an amazing experience. And then one day we played there with Stevie Wonder and James Taylor, Bono, and a bunch of people. It's like a name drop just that day. But it was a song from my new CD, and I finally released a CD after talking about it for 30 years. That's from my new CD. So when I'm playing in the studio, basically what I do is I'm kind of imagining that I'm playing live. So when I'm in the studio, I'm coming from a performance standpoint. So I'm not just recording a song, but I'm trying to perform a song. There's a very fine line between like just making the tune or performing the song. And then so when I'm playing live, I try to imagine that I'm in the studio. But sometimes live, you can get a little sloppy and say, well, no, you know, it's not being recorded. Of course, now everything's on YouTube now. Everything you play is going to come back to haunt you. So, but my mentality is when I'm playing live, I'm pretending I'm making a record so that I will step up my game in the live situation a little more accurate, and not just too loose because it's live. So those are kind of a little bit of mentality I use when I'm playing live. The late Wayman Tisdale, he actually made me mad because he had 3 or 4 solo albums out. I couldn't even get a solo album out. And he plays basketball.
Yeah.
You know, he was just one of those guys that, like, God just blessed him, you know, in the area of music and sports. He's very talented. I miss him dearly. He became a dear friend, and we used to keep in touch. So shout out to Wayman Tisdale. Shadows were there, Clapton, a lot with Phil Collins. We played for Nelson Mandela and the Queen of England over there, and I played for the Pope. And all I'm saying is, little did I know that, you know, running around here in Southeast San Diego, that I'd have these opportunities, and just from, you know, playing in local bands, Power, the Chaparrals, you know, so I just got to give a shout out for San Diego for being here. A lot of times when we think about the bass, there's so many different approaches, and when I was making this album, I was trying to figure out, like, do I want to do like this Olympic NAMM show chop busted, you know, like really, because these are things, when a bass player makes an album, you have to kind of figure out, how am I going to actually approach this? You know, because our role is generally supporting, and we're usually kind of just laying down the groove. So, and that's one of the things I have the most experience at. But then, you know, you're called on to do a couple of leads. So it was really kind of a tricky situation to figure out exactly how I would put it together. So, you know, I called it a solo album, but I ended up calling it a lot of my friends. Friends like Stevie Wonder, Michael McDonald, and Eric Clapton, and Sarah Bareilles, Bob James, even my 13-year-old son Noah. So. If I wasn't going to be a bass player, what would be my second instrument? Actually, I love flying planes, so that would be my other profession, is to be a pilot for a living, because I like doing something for a living that you love, because then you don't work. You're just having fun. But I love the piano, and I love the guitar. I started trying to play the guitar, pick it up like my brother David, and I just couldn't get my fingers to make the chords fast enough, and it just was a little bit too hard. So the bass only had 4 strings, it was easy. So I think because of my laziness, I had to pick up the bass. I admire Pino Palladino a lot. He's one of these guys. I mean, first of all, to be able to pick up a fretless bass and not be Jaco, and to have your own voice is really genius. You know, 'cause everybody, you pick up, you're Jaco when you pick up a fretless. You know, but he's been able to, and with pop music and hip hop and R&B, he's been able to really insert his sound in a really clever way. You know, it's unobtrusive, yet you know it's him, and it's very effective music. And he's one of those guys. Obviously, you know, people like Marcus Miller, he's able to maintain his own identity. But when I was listening to a record by him today, he just knows exactly what to play. It seems like just. Really rely a lot on your instincts, and when people call you, they're kind of in hopes that they don't have to tell you everything to play. And that's one of the things, even now, I realize as a leader, when I call guys to be in the band, I don't want to have to teach them the parts, and I don't want to have to really go over everything with them. So for those of you that want to really break into the session scene, that's very important to have your instincts and what you're going to play, you know, really together. Go in there, you know, pretty much confident with what you're. And if I hear a song and I'm not 100% sure, I'll ask the producer or artist. I say, well, what do you want me to play here? Because I don't have to necessarily, you know, come up with the best thing, but I want to make sure, you know, they're getting what they want. See yourself? It's time, there we go. Woo. Thank you, guys.